How do you like that one?
I felt
Feeling
like
very,
the island vibe.
right? Feeling very Miami. Welcome to the Inner Circle Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Charlie, and that is my girlfriend Melanie. What's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing?
We're
How are you,
tired.
bestie? I know, right?
I'm tired, but I'm good. That didn't give me Miami vibes. That gave me Bermuda vibes.
Well, yeah, well, Bermuda.
Hmm.
You just made me think Salt Lake City. With the mention of Bermuda. But how are you? Besides, feeling like
Feeling tired.
so tired.
Feeling
It's only
drained.
Wednesday. Feels like a
I'm,
long week, and it's only Wednesday.
I know. I mean, I'm good. I just feel like it's very hard to catch up on sleep. I think about sleep all day. And when it's time to lay down and like go to sleep, I find myself not sleeping or like falling asleep way later. So I'm going to have to crank the melatonin like you did.
Not crack the melatonin.
For real, because I don't like to be dependent of melatonin, but it's looking like I'm going to have to take some because it's not working naturally. How are you?
How I am? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't know how to describe my last few days. It's been weird days, but still good. Not bad days, but it's just still like a weird energy. And just people are weird out there. Like obviously for the people listening, watching, we live in New York. And I don't know, like the energies and stuff, it's just been weird last few days. And I'm just navigating through it. They're not
Yeah,
bad days, but I'm navigating through the weirdness. I don't know how to describe it.
I told you, I think that there's a lot of people that are not very happy after the holidays. Even during the holidays, some people are not in the best of moods. Some people are joyful, and then people are exhausted and drained. You don't know what people are going through. January is a weird month, I feel, because it's like you feel this sort of like obligation to get your ass in gear and make sure that like you're starting something fresh because it's the beginning of the new year, but then also you are aggravated like most New Yorkers or upset. I don't know. So don't take it so personal. If you're walking down the street and someone rolls their eyes at you,
My day yesterday, that was so weird. In a span of 30 minutes, I had to happen by three people. I'm like,
do you
what
ever
am I?
feel do you feel like, and I know you do, so I don't even know why I'm asking this question, but do you feel like you have like main character energy sometimes where like you feel like you're in a TV show and you're the one like everyone's like on some true life, this
I
is my
for
life.
sometimes I walk down the street. I'm like, yo, I feel like people are watching me.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
people
my life
are
is in
looking outside
display.
their windows and just like staring at me, like watching me. I do feel that way sometimes.
We're so vain.
You probably think this song is about you. Nah, but you know what I was thinking about the other day? Things that I used to do in my 20s that now I look back and I kind of cringe.
Like
And
go
I'm
out
kind of
and stay
like,
out.
no, 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 no. No, well, what came to mind for me is something that I used to do back then. And I feel like it's kind of rude and really wouldn't do it now,
Well,
depending where. Go up to a DJ and request a song at a club. Like
I
in my
mean,
20s, I was notorious for doing that. Me and my
really?
best friend, Sean, shout out to Sean, Fernando the crew, we would like be obnoxious, please go to the DJ booth and be like, well, me, I'm requesting Britney if Britney has something out new at that point or whatever. So I would request obviously Britney, but there'll be other songs sometimes, but like Fernando Pussycat Dolls or Sean this, or you know what I mean? Like we were, and that's obnoxious. And we weren't the only one. So I had other gays like going to the DJ, play this, play that. Like looking back, I'm like, yo, that's rude and annoying. Like it's very Kathy
Yeah.
Hilton, that Kiwosabi or whatever that club was where she threw a tantrum because the DJ wouldn't play the song she wanted.
No, Kimosabi was the cowboy hat, the yeah, that store.
Well, the club,
But I know
whatever.
the club, I remember the club. I never did that. Have I? I feel like I have, but like I was friends with the DJ. There's a difference. I don't know. I don't think I've ever gone up to a DJ and asked them
Do
because
you think it's rude? Do you think it's like obnoxious and rude thinking about it? Like honestly.
I only think it's rude when you're asking to play a song that's like on heavy rotation in the radio. Like you already know that it's coming up, so why are you asking, requesting it, like for them to play it?
True. True.
But I don't know. I don't think it's. I mean, I know I'm not a DJ, but I have DJ friends, and I'm pretty sure that they would say that that's annoying because a lot of DJs have a set list. It's not like play songs on the fly, and you asking for a song, you're kind of sort of disrupting it. And what if it doesn't even go with the vibe of like the room? They're playing like R&B, and you're asking
Yeah.
to play like some hard hip hop or something. Nah.
Hey,
I'm
can you
trying to
play
think
Britney
of what
Spears
I've
Toxic?
done. I'm trying to think of what I've done in my 20s that I would never do, that it's cringy now. I've never done it, but I've seen girls get super drunk and be in bathrooms and like praise whatever girl will come into the bathroom, like, you're so pretty. Oh my God, I love this. I find that shit to be like, like it's too much. Like, calm
But
down.
what's something maybe that you did in your 20s?
Nothing. I'm
That,
perfect. No, I'm kidding.
oh, please. Okay,
Something
alien.
that I did in my 20s have.
That maybe now you look back and you're like, no, I would not act that way or do that, or
I don't know. Jump into relationships. I didn't date enough in my 20s. I wish I would have dated more instead of like being in like long-term serious relationships. Because of my like most of my 20s I spent it in like full-blown relationships.
do you regret it?
Do I regret it? No. I didn't regret it because I learned a lot, and I learned later on I learned things about myself, of like I learned my love language, which
You see,
took me a while. But
yeah,
I wish I would have had more experience with dating and knowing different types of like how men are, rather than
Yeah.
categorize them on the little experience that I had with the guys that I was in a relationship with, you know?
yeah,
But we live and we learn. And who's to say you can't date a lot in your 30s?
exactly. I mean, at any age, if you're single and you're out
No,
there,
you don't. You're speaking from a person in a relationship. You don't know how hard it is to be single in the city and straight. It's a wrap.
it's true.
And straight, the straights are doing it's really bad out here. Really
Oh
bad.
wow. But you know what else? Something I did that was pretty cool, and I'm sad it's closing this weekend. The Balloon Museum.
Yeah.
If anyone's watching it, or if anyone's listening, I mean, they travel. They're all over. They're going to Italy. They're opening in Italy soon, and they've been in Paris. They're in London right now. But it was so cool and such a like dope, amazing experience. I loved it. It was cool. It
Yeah.
was so yeah. It was really. I didn't know what to expect. Like I seen pictures and you see the social media stuff, but like it was cool just experiencing it yourself. And there was people, but it was still cool. It was still a nice feeling, like the balloons, and then you get to do like the picture stuff, the art.
Yeah.
I thought of you because there was a disco ball effect in one room that kind of like it was an illusion type of thing. So a lot of people was talking about it, but it goes to show how uncultured I was during this trip because it also has like a lot of there were exhibitions, like each like parts with an exhibition. They call it the Balloon Museum for a reason. So they had like the history and all that stuff, and I would just glance at it and didn't even stop. I was just like googly gaga like by the like actual stuff that I didn't even read the actual like history and the artists and stuff. So afterwards, I'm like, damn. Well, for the most part, it was great. It was a great experience.
For me, when I go to museums, I like observe, walk around, and look, and then I go into reading whatever it says. I can't just throw myself into each like exhibit or like section and then read it. That's too much. Like that's information overload. So you don't feel bad. But as far as the balloon museum, I told you jokingly, I rather if I wanted to see balloons, I would go to Party City.
She did, and I laughed.
But no, I did see a lot of like Instagram reels and pictures and people. My friend Taylor wanted me to go with her, but I just, things like that. I think that they're cute and interactive and stuff. But I went to something like that very similar, like 3 years ago in Vegas. So yeah, I'm good.
We need to do it. We spoke about it, obviously, like on New Year's Eve, going to the interesting of how we got to do
A Vegas
and
trip,
we've said it before on the podcast too, a
a
Vegas do over.
redemption, a
Yeah.
redemption. I was just telling someone that I want to go to Vegas. Who was it? I don't know, but it's gonna be
And we
lit
got
if
to
we
map
go.
it so we could go and see not only some concerts but also shows like the RuPaul's Drag Race in Vegas. Definitely want to see that.
Yeah.
And speaking of RuPaul's Drag Race, season 16 just premiered this past Friday with part two. And I gotta side with that. With part two, and there were seven remaining girls airing this coming Friday. But Drag Race premiered. Did you watch it? I know on this show back, I think last month, I just said that I admitted I'm on a little overload of RuPaul's Drag Race, but this being the US version, and the US version was the one that got me into the whole franchise to begin with, I had to check it out.
Yeah.
And so I checked it out. Did you end up watching it?
So I started watching it, and then my phone was in my hand, and I couldn't stop looking at my phone. I don't know. I was not really wholeheartedly invested. Like,
Mm.
I started watching the girls as they were walking in the first episode, and the photo shoot was very low budget to me. It reminded me of like the earlier seasons, and I was just like, I don't want to watch this no more. And I switched it back to Sopranos, which I'm in season 4 out of 6 right now. So no,
Really quick for you, I guess today's Soprano Day or something like that. I don't know if you know now that
is
you're
it
into the
today?
show.
I think it's a 25th anniversary of the show.
But just throwing it out there, I see someone posted. So
Yeah,
but I watched it and I do have to say I felt way better about it than I did about season 15. Premiere episode, to be honest.
yeah.
I enjoyed it. I like the new twists and turns that they kind of have. I don't know if you paid attention to that. Maybe you tuned it
What
out.
was it?
I gotta say, RuPaul, I look up to you as like a business person and the entertainer you are. But it's getting very circle. The show, I don't know if you ever seen The Circle, but now the queens are rating the way the circle they rate, the queens basically rate.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's
So
like sabotagey.
so there's that. So that's new. They brought back immunity from the earlier seasons. They brought back immunity. But I enjoyed it. I'm like, you gotta have some twists and turns because it's gonna get redundant. You know what I mean? 16 years,
That's
16
literally a
seasons.
twist.
So it's like front runners to me. I know you didn't watch it, but front runners to me that I like Sapphire Crystal, and another one that was I think she's gonna go far because I don't know. I wouldn't say for me I'm rooting for her, but like the dresses and she does everything herself. Q. I don't know if you ever heard of this drag queen named Q, but yeah, her. So those are two definitely front runners from this part one of the premiere episode.
So the only take that I had when I was watching it for the little amount of time I did watch was that I find it interesting, and I messaged you over this.
Yeah,
I find it
you did.
interesting that they're like RuPaul's Drag Race, even from the beginning, season 1, there were a lot of Latin queens, mostly from like Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico is known for having like killer drag queens. And I noticed that even when they didn't really speak that well, they didn't speak Spanish or English that well, they would put the captions, just the titles. And now I feel like, I don't know if it's because times have changed and they're trying to be more inclusive and such, but now they're having and allowing the drag queens that speak different languages speak in their language. Whereas before, I felt like the producers were kind of forcing, and I don't know, we could reach out to the drag queens and ask them themselves.
Yeah.
they were kind of forcing everyone to speak English. So I find that to be, I mean, that's cool, I guess, because long time coming. It only took like 14, 15 seasons. I do like the one that's the drag daughter of Candy Muse.
Oh, that yes, yes. Panamanian, I think, or
Yeah, she's
something.
Panamanian. I thought she was Dominican when she was talking.
Tsunami Muse, Tsunami Muse.
Tsunami Muse. That's a tongue twister. Tsunami Muse.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I like her a little bit. Q was cute too, but I don't know. They just seem so young. Maybe I'm an old queen. Like I like my old campy drag queens. I don't like the new like face queens.
And real quick too, before we move on from Drag Race, another thing that I liked, especially with this first crop of the premiere, is that hasn't been like the last few seasons, and you and I have talked about it, where it's like the new queens come out and it's like, oh, that looks like this one, oh, that looks like
Yeah.
that one. This time I didn't really feel that and get that, so I'm a little glad with that. But
Okay,
um,
diversity.
but moving on, something you did watch and something you said you had opinions on. This past weekend was the Golden Globe Awards. And we're gonna get into some keep it or shred it with some of the fashions that we had. But what some of the takeaways? I've never listened. I know Golden Globes have been around. I've always seen the fashions after, but I've never watched a Golden Globes.
Do you really think I sat there and watched the whole show? I watch clips on TikTok like everyone else. So my take is that first of all, the host they could have done without Joe
Joe
Coy.
Coy, yeah.
Joe Coy
Chelsea
is like
Handler's ex-boyfriend.
an X for a reason. He's not that funny. His jokes, I mean, to each their own. But I felt like the Golden Globes didn't this year with the type of movies and shows that they were nominating. They should have had someone different. Like Trevor Noah would have been better, even though he's doing the Grammys. Someone more recent. Shit, I'd rather have Cat Williams. He's all over the place right now. But Joe Coy's jokes were not funny at all, and it was not even for me. It wasn't even good when you're laughing at your own jokes while you're telling the joke. It's not funny. It takes away the element of like funny. When he said the thing about Taylor Swift and they directly cut to her, I was just like, all right, well, you're reaching at this point. But what I will say, a great takeaway. Oh, before I forget, one thing that really pissed me off about Joe Coy is that most of his jokes were belittling women, putting women down, which is bullshit to me because if you think about it, a lot of women won a lot of awards that night, a lot of them. And for you to be putting women down while they're the ones running showbiz right now is crazy and it's fucking ridiculous. But that's one takeaway. A good takeaway that I did notice was that a lot of women were nominated and won. And shout out to Killian Murphy, Thomas fucking Shelby, OBE. He won. Barbie won, which was great. Yeah. Other than that, everything else was like merp. You know who should have been the host? Jennifer Coolidge.
Yes, that's a good idea. Yeah,
She should have been the host. She would have been phenomenal.
I could see. Yeah, I could have seen it. Wow, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. You gotta send that, tweet that, X that, whatever they're calling it nowadays, because that's a good idea for next year. But now, speaking of the Golden Globes, let's get into a few of the some fashions of the night with Keep It or Shred It. Yes. Right now, we're going to show you, speaking of Barbie, in pink, Jennifer Lopez.
Keep it. I like it. It's cute. It's giving Barbie. Yeah, I like it. I don't really care for her, but she looks nice in this outfit.
Yes, and J-Lo just dropped her new song, Can't Get Enough, which, yeah, for me, it's cute. Keep it. I like the hair and everything that she has going on. But she could also keep that new song of hers because it's not all that. Next, Selena Gomez.
I did not like this. Shred that shit. It reminds me of a bridesmaid's dress, and it doesn't look. I'm not coming for her body because she's beautiful. She's a big-breasted mama, just like me. However, her top was so tight that like el mondongo, as we say in Dominican Republic,
Not El
the little
Mondongo.
the the armpit cleavage was coming out, and that's not a
Oh,
good look. I didn't like that. That's not her. That silhouette, like that neckline, it doesn't really look nice for her. I don't know, and it looks like Christmas vibes, like a Christmas present.
I've seen other shots of the dress and other angles. I don't know. I like that. I'm gonna say keep it. I love the color red. Um, and she just seemed very happy. Like pictures I've seen of her little man Benny Blanco. She just seems very happy. So I like it, and yeah, I like it.
I'm
I
happy
say
that
keep
she's in a relationship. Like they look cute together. I love a Beauty and the Beast moment, but
it. He's not
I
ugly. He's not fugly.
I didn't say he was
Yeah,
ugly. You could be a beast and be good looking too. Just you
true,
know.
true, true,
But
true.
I just feel like I didn't like this outfit. And there were some rumors that she was gossiping hard body about people. But anyway,
Next, Margaret Robbie.
so when I first saw it, I was like, girl, give it up. Why are you still dressed up like Barbie? However, anytime that Barbie, she has to represent the movie, she pays homage. This is an homage to 1977's Barbie. I forgot what kind of Barbie it was, but she looks exactly like the Barbie. The only difference was that her hairstyle was like a half up, half down. She didn't do that, so I'll keep it just for the sake of Barbie. And she did pay a nice homage.
There's something about the hair that's throwing it off for me. I keep looking at the dress, the body, it looks nice. I love it. I love that pink. Like it's just it looks latexy. I don't know if it is latexy, love it.
No.
Like, but it gives that. I don't know. But from the shoulders down, I would say keep it, but the hair messed it up for
So
me.
to play devil's advocate, I feel that the reason why she left her hair like natural and like left it as is and not did like an updo or anything was because this dress, just a smidge of a difference makes it look like pageant. Like she will look like a beauty queen contestant if she had
Mhm.
her hair up or if she had her hair done. The fact that she doesn't have her hair done like updo like Texas big hair doesn't give it that pageant vibe. It just gives it like a nice award show dress.
Okay, I see that. Next, let's throw in a fella in there, Wilder Valderrama
Why is he there?
at the Golden Globes.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
what he got
know.
going on? He looks. I'm gonna say shredded because
Yeah, it's just shut it for me
this
too.
is like not. This is super basic. This is what you wear when you go to like a meeting, a job meeting. Like I don't know.
He looks sloppy to me, to be honest.
He's
It looks
always
like
been
he just got out
sloppy.
of a bar type of thing. I don't know. It's a shut it for me. And last but not least, we'll wrap it up with Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa can do no wrong in my eyes. I love this. She looks
I
great. I
love
like
it
the
too.
red hair. She's like
She's in her red
most
hair era now.
gorgeous human being like alive.
Yeah,
I
she is
love her.
gorgeous. I've said it before on this show, and I'll say it again. Like, ever seen? She reminds me of a girlfriend I had in the Bronx when I was like 11, called Madeline. And yeah, Dua Lipa I have a crush. I have a huge crush on Dua Lipa. I have a gay huge crush on her. There's not many
I
women I
want to
like.
see her.
No, I would love I would love to like make out with her. She's gorgeous.
Oh my
She's
god.
gorgeous. But it's a shut it for me. No, not a shut it, a keep it for me. Definitely a keep
Oh,
it
I
for
was gonna
me.
say, what the hell?
Definitely a keep it for me. But someone who wasn't at the Golden Globes Award because she just had a baby mere days before is Halle Bailey's welcoming her first baby. And she named it, I forgot.
Halo.
Halo, yes. She named it Halo. She announced it on her Instagram. She had a baby with I want to, yes, but
He's
who
a
he is
you. He's a
problematic.
YouTube. What? He's problematic.
Word on the
Yeah, I
street
heard.
is that he's problematic. He was dating some other girl who she just did an interview recently saying how he was the one that got her started on OnlyFans. So I'm like, oh, okay. His ex girlfriend, I think you may know who she is. I think you mentioned her on the show before.
I
I
haven't.
just seen the post.
But
Give me a
she
sec, but go ahead.
Well, you look that up. Find out when's his birthday too. DDG is like an influencer on YouTube. He's a YouTuber. He has a YouTube page. People follow him. Halle Bailey, I mean, gave birth to
Ruby Rose, his ex
Ruby
Ruby Rose.
Rose.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, Ruby Rose is very pretty, but he has been, vlogging his life and stuff, and at a couple of times,
he's a
it,
Libra.
oh Lord, a couple of times you could see in the vlog where you capture like a second where you could see where what's her name,
Halle Bailey. Yeah, Halle.
Halle Bailey, she like looks pregnant. So a lot of people were basically inquiring and wanting to find out. Finally, she comes out and says that she has a baby. The fact that they named is it a boy?
Oh boy, yes.
Halo. When I
Yes.
think of Halo, there's two types of people in this world. When you say Halo, you think of the Beyonce song Halo, or if you're a dude or me, you think of the video game Halo. I thought of the video game. I didn't even think of the song, and I don't even play that game. But that's cool. Finally, she like let the world know. I think what she did was like respectable to her, and it was her privacy for her not to share it. um I just feel, I don't know their relationship. I'm hoping that it's great or whatever, but from a lot of talk and conversation,
Yeah.
oh no, I don't know.
Exactly. And for me, it goes beyond. It's funny how you bring that up about her privacy and thing, because I think it goes beyond that. Like, think of the math, do the math. And listen, at the end of the day, I know some people had their opinions about, it's her business. She doesn't have to share whatever. Some other people's review will be, well, when you're a celebrity, when you're putting yourself out there to the world, I
Yeah.
mean, and you want to be in the spotlight, welcome to Hollywood. Now you also your business is going to be out there. You may have to share things that you may not want to share. But I see both sides, because I like you say, I know I could be I'm a private citizen too in many ways. So I get it. But for me, it goes beyond, and I did the math. The baby was born in January, right? Do the math, go back. That baby was conceived right around the time she had to start press tour to drop what was a huge, big movie for Disney. Finally, the live action of Little Mermaid. Think about it. She conceived in May when you do the math. And here we are. So I think it was more beyond that. I think it was her team. You know what I mean? I think it was people who were like, yo, like, you shouldn't announce it like that, because right now you're the face, you're Ariel, you're Disney. And you know how Disney has a way of controlling their young acts, and it goes back and it's history proven there when it comes to that. So I feel it was more beyond just her, especially Mr. Share, want to share with the world everything, DDG, their prerogative of, oh, let's just be private. Absolutely
Yeah.
not. I think it was beyond that. So, respect to the people who think it's her business and she announces it the way she wanted to, but I think there was a little more than that, my opinion.
There was this there was a situation that happened I want to say a couple months ago with her. She went to like a nail salon, and I guess she tried to make an appointment for her sister Chloe Bailey, and she didn't give a precise time of when Chloe was coming, but the nail salon is strictly by appointment only, and they were backed up with like appointments. And I think that she felt the need to complain and like go on TikTok or go on social media and express how she was upset because they canceled her appointment because her sister wasn't there on time. Her boyfriend, DDG, decided to jump in and make a post and like harass the establishment. So they literally went from like a 5-star reviews to like 0 stars, and like people that have never been to the nail salon were giving them bad ratings and saying bad things, saying like, oh, they're racist towards black people, or they're racist for not for canceling this appointment, without knowing the full story. So like obviously words have power, and this
Yeah.
and unfortunately she was like, oh, you guys don't have to, after everything happened, you guys don't have to leave them comments or bad reviews, but you had your boyfriend do this shit. So
Yeah.
that put me, that I don't know much about him, but just that, like, why are you getting into girls' business? Mind your fucking business. I know you're trying to be supportive, but that's not the way to do it. By putting the
Yeah.
establishment down, you didn't go get your nails done. So after that, I was just like,
A
I
bad
don't
taste
like
in your
that.
mouth. Yeah, I've heard for a while, like for a year now, I guess, that they've been together. Like I've heard little things from just, the streets talk, the blogs talk. So, but let's I have a little game for you before we get into our new segment that we're gonna introduce. I have a little game for you, which obviously I can't play because I kind of know the answers and I put it together. But we're gonna test your knowledge on putting pictures together and name that word. So I am going to put a picture up for you, and it's going to have 2 images. These 2 images are going to form the word that we are looking for. Do
Oh,
you think you have the smarts and are up for the test?
I hope so. If I
All
don't,
right.
I'm not here next week.
Here we go. Name that word.
Treehouse.
Yes. Good job. Next. Name that word.
S1. What? S1? What is that? Um, are those supposed to be is that first one supposed to be a logo?
And no, it's an S and then the number
Is
1.
that Starbucks? S. I don't know.
Someone.
Someone. I mean, that doesn't count because whatever. Mad dog. Hot dog.
Yes. Next.
Batman.
Yes.
Oh, this is so cute. Man with the clap. No, I'm kidding. Hot boy, hot man.
No,
Fireman.
firefighter. Fireman, yep.
I should know that.
Uh-huh.
Hot chocolate.
Yes.
This
Next.
is hilarious. Watermelon.
Yes.
My least favorite fruit.
Next.
Is that an onion? Onion ring?
Yes. Good job. Good job. And last but not least.
Eggplant.
Yes. Good
Wow.
job. Good job. Not too bad. A minus. Good job. Good job. It was
That's
a fun game.
Up.
That was a fun game. I wish I could play it. Next week you gotta do it for me.
Okay, I'll do one for you.
Well, actually, no. Maybe next week I'll put you and our special guest Tiffany versus each other with again.
I'm gonna make a game on my chat PTG, whatever it's called, GTP.
But
GPT.
Let's get into. We have a new segment with the poll with the 2024 election coming up, which could be dreadful for some people. We are taking it to the polls as well, but we're gonna take it to fun polls. Polls that make you think. Polls that, like, a lot of people sometimes, while taking the number 2, sit there and ponder, the wonders of life. With our new segment called Circle Poll. Yes.
Oh,
So This past with these polls, we are going to be taking, and now more than ever, if you don't follow us on our Instagram, you should be going on our Instagram because this is where the polls take place. We not only want you guys to vote, but we want you guys to come up, send us poll suggestions as well. We want you guys to go follow us on Instagram because we're going to be putting up polls which you guys will vote and we discuss. Just like any topic or whatever we discuss, and it could be from anything. This week we put 2 polls, and one of them was by you,
Yeah.
Melody, that you came up that which actually I'll let you introduce it and take it away. This poll.
So I've always been interested and fascinated by the whole toilet paper gate, the whole idea of like how toilet paper rolls are supposed to be positioned. Is it over? Dispenses over, or does it dispense under and you like take it out under? Me personally, for aesthetics, I prefer my toilet paper roll to dispense under, and that way you can control how much it comes out.
But you're saying it for aesthetic reasons.
Well, I think also for aesthetic, like meaning like how it looks and like how comfortable it is for me. I think what's funny? I've always like looked, or every time I go to a bathroom, whether it's like a significant other's bathroom or like go to a public bathroom, which I don't even like using public bathrooms unless it's really clean. I notice that it's always under. It's not over. But there are people that like it over. So what was the results?
Well, the results were split. The results were split 50-50. People voted and it was 50-50. It ended at 50-50.
All right, so at first, the tiebreaker.
It fluctuated. Well, I say under. I say under too. For me, it's not necessarily about aesthetics. It's more like I just think it's easier to just, I don't know, and less messy. I don't know. It's weird to explain, but it's just easier to access for me.
It's more hygienic also to like under, because if you like
from the top is like particles and other things that could fall on it. I don't know how to explain it either, but I get it in my mind. I get it.
Yeah, I know I'm right.
But another poll that we put up this past weekend is, and this one is just in general, because like just generally asking. For me, it wasn't like necessarily like I want to ask or I want to know, because for me, I don't care how much something costs. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question first. Is it rude to ask your partner how much a gift costs? Now, for me, I don't really care how much a gift costs. A gift could be a lot, and that's great. And it could be, a small value, and it could be sentimental and be like, oh my God, and be better than the thing that was a lot. So, for me, it's I'm not a materialistic person in that sense. All I care is about that you're putting thoughtful into my gift. But it pondered, I'm like, is it rude to like ask like your significant other how much something costs? Because there's some people out there who are like humbled and don't want you to maybe spend so much on them. So it's like, how much is it? I don't know. There's many reasons. So it's something I pondered. So this is why we have our circle polls in the new segment. And I like that people voted on this one too. 44% said yes. 33% said no, and 22% said depending.
Okay, I'll give you my take.
Go ahead. Go with
I think it's rude to ask your partner, your sibling, your coworker, your next door neighbor, anyone, to ask them how much a gift costs. It's the thought that counts. If you really want to know how much a gift costs, use Google. If it's so easy. If you know that it's something from Amazon that's in Amazon available to be purchased there, you can literally scan the barcode and find out the price yourself. You shouldn't inquire. And it's kind of insulting if I buy someone a gift and I go and I give them the gift and their immediate response, because we're close and they're comfortable, is to ask me how much I spent in it. Because it's kind of like, it seems like they're interested in knowing the monetary amount of it rather than knowing the sentimental value of it. And I don't think that that's cool. I don't think you should ask anybody, and that's something that you could literally find out yourself, unless you don't know how to use Google. Then I mean, that's just wild. But
Yeah.
if you're gonna ask for a receipt, like a gift receipt or something, okay, that makes sense. But even so, asking for a gift receipt, I think it's fucking low. It's like crass and like very low class. It's like you're setting yourself up to like go return it.
Yeah, the thing is, people, if they want you to return it, the person will provide you the gift receipt.
Right.
To ask for the gift receipt, that's a little that's a little time. I don't know. My personal opinion, I'm one of those people that put dependent. I agree with some of those people. It's
wait. So you've gotten a gift and you've asked someone how much they like.
I never. I haven't. I've asked for like example, maybe not necessarily a gift, but like maybe I've asked like, oh, how much? In a sense, like how much did you pay for the shirt? And then because sometimes I feel like some of these places rip you off.
Ignorance,
so I think
sometimes ignorance. If I don't outright go out of my way to tell you how much I paid for something, you should never ask me. Maybe because I'm different. I don't like talking about money. I've never have. I'm not that. I don't like that. But like, if I don't tell you like outright, like, girl, I got you this shirt. It was only $12. You shouldn't ask me. You shouldn't ask that.
It was only $12.
You shouldn't ask that because at the end of the day, it seems like you're more interested in the monetary value than the sentimental value. I know, and I can honestly say, I mean, I hope she's not watching, but my mom has a habit of doing that. Like my mom will ask me or my siblings, like, oh my God, you got me this. Oh my God, how much did you spend? And it's like, girl, like take the gift for what it is. Don't ask me that. It makes me feel like, why do you care?
But there's some people out there that they feel like oh my God, don't spend your money on me. My grandmother's like that.
Yeah,
my grandmother's like that.
And be appreciative and don't ask.
She'll ask and be like,
thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's it.
Yeah. My grandmother has asked me before, like, not right in the moment, but afterwards, when like still thanking me for the gift, she'll like slip in. She has slipped in the past and ask me like, "Oh, sweetheart, how much did you spend for it? I hope it wasn't a lot." And then she'll put that, "I hope it wasn't a lot." So it's like I see the angles of it, and that's why I put depending as well.
My mom will be like, "Oh my God, you spent how much? You could have just given it to me for $8."
Oh, that's different.
And that annoys me to no like extent. But I personally, like final thoughts. I feel like that's very low, like not low class, but it's very like très déclassé, very class. Don't do that. Don't be asking. Like,
Well, listen, this was a good show for sure. Next week, like we mentioned earlier, we have special guests. We've rescheduled. We were supposed to have her back in, I believe, November, right? But things happen, listen, life. And we have rescheduled and we have her on next week. Tiffany Nicole will be joining us. We're excited to chop it up. So many things. Just pop culture and also bravo, fucking bravo. So definitely tune in next week. It's going to be a good one. Thank you, my bestie, for another good episode. Thank you guys for listening, watching. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Like this video. See you guys next week. Adios.
Bye.